like on the bigger stage, we see the NFL, professional sports, a coach goes 0-6, you get fired, or whatever. Or there's some organizations that may be dysfunctional. Probably your favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones is running that ship. He doesn't want to cede control and then look at the results, right? You're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, so I know you like that comment. But comparing the sports and corporate world, different, the same? Talk to us about that.
There is nuance to it. There's absolutely nuance. There's a different, not that there's not pressure in the corporate world, but like to your point, you can lose your job in 2 weeks in the NFL or in college football. Like you don't have a very long leash, right? And it's a very much so in the athletics world. It's very much about what have you done for me lately, right. And what can you do for me right now. Versus the corporate world, you have time to develop these things. You have succession planning. You have all these things at your fingertips. The problem is most people don't take advantage of it, right? Most people wait until it's already too late, right? And I've said before, investing in leadership and investing in culture in the business world is the most important insurance policy that you can ever spend, right? You want to make sure that stuff is in place ahead of time. You don't want to wish you had it because then it's too late, right? Versus on the athletic side, it's kind of like we need to go right now. And so we need those results right now. You can be more patient on the business side.
So as we go to the end of the year into 2025, do you see one trend in kind of the high performance system, the leadership models you see that'll be something businesses will focus on in the next year?
Yeah, I think it's grown a lot, right? And I think it's becoming even more popular, and with the kind of the great transition that's going on, right, with some of the older generation, the boomers and stuff kind of moving out, you're starting to see a more holistic leadership model that's coming into play. You're seeing younger CEOs in some of these roles. You're seeing younger entrepreneurs. Obviously, I think, Silicon Valley and the tech world is always going to lead that charge with the youth movement. But you're seeing people that now understand, oh, okay, there's more to this thing than just a title. Like the days of do it because I told you to are dead and gone. Mm-hmm. And it's even more so now with the remote environments and the hybrid work situations. Like you have to have a leadership toolbox to be able to drive performance and a high performing team in an environment where maybe you're not face to face, right? And not only that, today's workforce doesn't have the same level of loyalty to their job that previous generations have, right? They'll leave, right? In the gig economy and in the online remote economy, they'll leave. And so you have to give them a reason to stay versus in the past, the reason to stay was just their paycheck and the stability. Now it's not that anymore. And so people don't quit jobs in today's world. They quit leaders. And so it brings it and it shines a flashlight on that to where, I think going into 2025, if you look at the trends over the last 3 to 4 years and even 5 years in spending from the corporate side on what's being spent on professional development, what's being spent on leadership in particular, what's being spent on performance coaching, those numbers are skyrocketing. And I think they'll continue to skyrocket. Now, the question will be, which I think a lot of industries are facing, right? What role does the in-person versus the virtual have in that, right? So do companies continue to spend, but do they go to the e-learning platforms versus hiring somebody like me to come in and do it in person, right? Yeah. To me personally, I look at it and I say, we're trying to teach the people business with computers. That just doesn't make sense to me. 1 + 1 = 5 in that situation. It doesn't make any sense, right? But that's what we're seeing, right? So I think the spend will continue to go up. People understand that holistic leadership is necessary.
So for people in our audience who want to get access to Coach Kitch's playbook of tools and to connect with you, what's the best way to connect with you, where to find you online? Can you share that, please?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm on all the social medias at Coach D Kitch. I'm on LinkedIn. It's David Kitchen. Probably the best place to connect if you're looking to inquire and learn more about what we do specifically is edgeleadershipacademy.com. We do have some bookings open for spring and fall of 25, so we have some room still on the schedule. And then other than that, we send out our weekly newsletter that's free. It's the Finish Friday newsletter that can also be found on our website, edgeleadershipacademy.com.
Awesome. All right, I have a final question. I see a bunch of books behind you. What's your favorite book on the shelf?
My favorite book that I've ever read is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
2 questions. He lied. So I said before, so college football playoff. Who's your pick for CFP champion this year for 2025?
I would absolutely love to see Penn State win it all. I think they've been playing really good football right now. They're showing up as a complete team. That being said, Oregon scares me. I do think the champion will come out of the Big Ten, though. I really do. I think it'll be either Oregon or Penn State. Oregon's been playing good football as well, and so we'll see. We'll see how these next couple weeks play out.
Best team Nike could buy. How about for NFL? Well, I'm a Washington Husky fan, so
okay,
we had our near spotlight last year. So Super Bowl NFL. Who's your pick to win the Super Bowl next year?
Oh man, you know what? Honestly,
yeah.
dark horse. I would say the Lions are a favorite. The Lions are playing good football right now. The other team is you can't ever. It's hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, man.
I wish we could.
It's hard to bet against that group. Like they just find a way to win, and they're a great representation of team football. Where some nights it's Patrick and Travis Kelce and those guys going crazy, and then other nights it's defensive battles, and they just find a way to win. So I would say either the Lions or the Chiefs, and then obviously my heart goes out to the Birds and the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'd love to see Saquon Barkley and company bring us a ring. That's it, man. I'm waiting, man. I need one more. I'm starting to lose track of the old Nick Foles days when we did win a Super Bowl. The memories are getting harder to bring up, so we need a new one.
So actually, one more question. So you're an interior defensive lineman. So who's your favorite interior defensive lineman? Who's your go-to?
For a long time, it was Ndamukong Suh. Right now, I really like watching Jalen Carter play. I think he's a special football player, man. His ability to play the run and the pass is really versatile, which you don't see from a lot of those guys that can play the 3 tech and the 1 tech inside like that.
Yeah, with speed and explosiveness, right? So.